What's up, everybody? Welcome, Zekimus Prime, aka Crackimus Prime. I don't know. Don't do drugs. Drugs are bad. Drugs are not good for you. But today I'm doing a review of the Titans Return Generation Sky Shadow, and I brought him out in his stupid base mode because this is the dumbest thing, and I don't want to spend much time on it. Even though I've already spent way too much time on it, because you see I've put like 14 of these little guys on it. Base mode. What can I say about the base mode? It looks dumb. He's got the little doohickeys down here, two of them here, and one of them here for the whole like unified connect all the bases together thing, which in execution doesn't really work very well if it works at all. And yeah, you can put little Titan guys on it. But let me pull all these dudes off. Everybody out. Except you. You stay. This is the head for Sky Shadow. Again, none of these guys have really any paint apps on them. Molded in black, light gray, dark gray. There's a face on the other side. And yeah, he's got all the standard Titan Master posability, arms, legs, head. His head is like really tight, but that's because it almost never gets used. I'll show you why in a little bit. But here's the base mode. No, get that guy out of there. Here's base mode, and it looks dumb. So let's move on. We're gonna throw him into his alt mode right here. Just yank this stuff apart. So the alt mode on this dude. So when I first got this guy, because I was actually planning on getting the Onslaught Overlord, the Overlord version, because I was like, yeah, I know who Overlord is, and I mean, I read some of the comics, but I don't like read enough comics to like have any kind of affinity for Sky Shadow, or whatever he was called in the comics. But you know, this showed up at my local Walmart, and I'm like, I'm not gonna get it. I'm gonna wait for the other one. Then I went down and I took a look at it, and just the color scheme, man, just spoke to me. It's like Zekimus, you know you want me to buy you, or some, you know you want. No. It was talking to me, man. It's calling my name because I have a thing. I have a thing for like red and black color schemes, and so I bought it. And I like it, and I'm probably not going to get Overlord now because he's basically just a remold of this guy. But here he is in his alt modes. He turns into two different alt modes at the same time, which is kind of cool. And the thing that I never expected when I first picked this guy up, because I mean I'd seen the pictures and whatnot, but I didn't anticipate how freaking adorable this tank mode is. It just turns into this like totally cute little chunky tank mode, and I love it. I love it. Doesn't have any kind of rotation on the thing, on the turret whatsoever. No elevation, not like it doesn't do anything at all. It has little tiny wheels, one right here on his dick plate and two right here on his leg, and it rolls surprisingly well. It's got this one panel that opens up. You can take your Titan Master, stick him way down into there, close it up, and just like forget about him for all time. And that's all it does. But like, you know, it's just like black and red and like little Decepticon symbols, but it's black and red and just a little bit of silver. Just enough silver to keep it interesting. A little bit of gray if you look at it from the back. And it's just adorable. I dig it. Jet mode is a little more questionable as a jet. But you know, you got little like fins here, and the guns on the front, and you got the black, and the red, some gray, silver here, some gold. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's more like brass color than gold color. He does have the infamous Titans Return stickers. They are very shiny, but they are stickers. Their application is questionable at best. Paint apps, gray, black. From the underside, it looks like a torso. It looks like a body. You can take this piece right here. Come on, there you go. Open that up. Dump that guy out, stick him in there. He can fit in there just as well. And then you can proceed to not see him in there as well. Because, whatever. This part comes off. I guess this is supposed to be some sort of like little drone thing. This piece also has a tiny bit of Titan Master playability. Stick him in there and just like swoop him around. I don't know. One last thing you can do with this, you got this clip here. You got this little thing here. And you can proceed to take these things and make arguably the dumbest alt mode of all time. I don't know. Actually, you know what this reminds me of? In the Gundam series, you've got that thing that is basically this. It is a tank with a jet on top of it. And that's what this is. If you painted this up in like green, like it would be totally like a dead ringer for that. Oh! Sorry. I just don't know my own strength sometimes. Messing everything up. But alright. Transform this guy up into robot mode. Flip that down. Flip these in. Put that, tuck that in, because it comes out. Tuck it in, man. Tuck it in, tuck it in. This is on a double hinge. Folds down and just sits right there. This will stay more or less iffy. Take it off. Take his arms and extend them. Oh, and it extended his fist all in the same motion. His fist will extend out like that. The arm goes down. When it's in the jet mode, let me make it so you can see it. You can like, you got this like little slot and this little hole right here and this little peg. And those will actually, this may be the reason, because this fits into that hole, that may be the reason why you can't fit a Titan Master on that worth crap, man. It's just, it is like an act of God to get that thing to stay there. Flip these out. There's his head, or most of it. It's actually this hollow where his head normally is. Fold this guy in half, like every single one. Stick him into there. Part of the reason why why the Titan Master's little head is so stiff is because you don't ever use it. This sits right in here, and as you move the head about, like, the socket gets moved with it. So, like, this head never moves in relation to its shoulders at all. It just stays in one position forever. So there's that side. We're gonna stick him over here. Yeah, you're looking great, man. This guy here, yank the gun out, crack all this open. Whoop. Yeah. Whoop. Take these things and fold them around. They will click into place. And then his feet, his toe comes up like that, heel goes like that. His toe is, you know, on this like double joint thing. Heel. And there's some legs, man. Then you take his legs and you take his body and you stick them together. And now you have a complete robot. And yeah, that's Sky Shadow right there. That goes in the one fist, and this part folds down. You can stick it on the arm like it's a shield of some sort. And there's Sky Shadow doing Sky Shadowy things. You can totally take one of your buddies and stick him in the arm shield. That way, if you're blocking attacks against the enemy forces, your buddy can take a bullet for you. That's cool. He's a good size. He's a good posability. He has this good presence, and he's like, you know, black and red, some grays, silver paint apps here, a little silver on his horns. His shoulders go out decently. Kind of leaves this like weird hollow in here, but that's because there's nothing in there to fill that in. But what you do? Little upper bicep swivel, 90 degree, maybe like 90.05 degree on his elbow. No waist pivot, which I think is actually kind of silly because you could have easily made it so that this piece right here is on a pivot. Like that could have rotated around, and then that would have made it so that this whole thing would have a little bit of waist articulation. But no, that would have been too much work. His legs go out. He's got the full Van Damme, and he has the ankle tilts to back it up. So you can stick him between two trucks, and he can do the thing. He can do the Van Damme thing, like legitimately. Knees, a little less than 90 degrees. Tilts, do everything. And he's cool, man. Like, I dig him. Like, he's a fun figure. You know, he poses well, he plays well, he looks great. He is basically, I mean, Overlord is basically the same figure, so I don't think I'm going to get Overlord as well. But he's fun and I like him. And he looks good on my shelf. And so, I mean, if you have a need for Phase Sixers in your life, like definitely get this guy, because the only other version you can get is the like Thunderwing repaint. Was it Thunderwing? The Thunderwing repaint that came out in the older generations line. And that was, you know, deluxe size figure, so it was like really small. They're like, okay, yeah, here's, you know, Six Shot, who's leader class, and like Thunderwing. I don't know that we've had a good Thunderwing yet. And then Six Shot is, or whatever, this guy being small, it doesn't really work out. I'm glad that they made this guy. I'm glad that they made him like a nice size as well. But anyhow, that's my review of Sky Shadow, and peace out, everybody. Be good to each other.